Welcome back for another yummy update. I want to remind you of this others BTC chart. This is a monthly chart. And what I've done is I counted how many red months there were in the previous big bull market years. In 2017, we had 2 red months. In 2021, we had 3. Now, you and I are in February right now. We're already on 2. Oh, crap. So we need an epic reversal by the end of this month, and then we'll just like be dealing with 1, and then there's going to be like 2 later on in the year, maybe. But that's the reality of the situation. This is others BTC, friends. I know it looks very, very dire right now, and it's sad that they've round tripped so much, but look, it's outside of our control. We did not know Ethereum were going to eat a lot of bugs. We didn't know it was going to be that heavy. We did not know this was going to play out the way it did. If you could go back in time, yeah, you'd sell the top and buy the bottom. Everyone says that. But maybe think about this for next time. That's all. We just think about it. We think about the abundance of altcoins there's going to be in the next cycle. And if there's going to be recovery first in the next cycle, maybe it's going to be Bitcoin. But here's the thing, like you've already learned that lesson, dude. I learned that lesson. We learned that lesson years and years ago. We know that lesson. Just you're looking for the forward, looking for future now, right? That's what it comes down to. It's not about, oh, what are we going to do? Is everything going to go up or down? And no matter how we spin it, friends, ultimately at the end of the day, yes, playing for the future, you know that event's coming. You just don't know what happens before that event. You don't know. You never meant to know. You just don't know. And that markets, the best market participants, friends, you're thinking about a point in the future, you know we just eventually get there. You just don't know how exactly you get there. But if you're focusing on that event, you're planning for that event, that's basically you're buying low. That's what it comes down to. It's as simple as like you're buying in the depression, knowing that event comes one day, and you're just praying. How do I think it's going to resolve itself? Look, I can't give any 100% guarantees, but it's 2025 now. Donald Pump, he's got $400 million of ETH. We've got the Ethereum and the Bitcoin spot ETFs. There's just too many good things saying that it's all going to work out. Right now, it looks like everything's going down. We're on the channel here. This is others BTC, just charted for you differently on a linear chart. The red part, that's like big bull market year time. So we're praying for that. We don't know where we're going to land. And that was the theme by the, if you walk into the year already long in 2013, 2017, 2021, you just wait all year and just see where the cookie lands. Bitcoin so far is on a red monthly candle for February. What price targets, friends, I've spoken to you. The market only gives a 14% chance of hitting 250K Bitcoin this year, which I think is very low, which is pretty good. The crowd will be wrong, right? 14% chance. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Crowd's not bullish enough. But also, I don't have a target of prices. I have like a theme where I want Bitcoin to go high enough so that 100K is thought to be impossible to reach ever again. And then we do break it in the next bear market. So that's what I'm thinking about. Now, what price would that be? Is it 250K, 300K? I don't know what it is. At some point, make people forget that 100K is ever visited again. You know something interesting? What happened in 2017 was Bitcoin rallied into September, yeah? And then in September, it went parabolic in the end of the year. But then what it came back, friends, and did, the next 3 months, it came back to the September price. And what Bitcoin was doing was it started ranging all year from its September price. And then by the end of the year, everyone thought like, oh, wow, it's just ranging and ranging. And it had these fake outs. And then it did the whole bang capitulation. You see this price chart I drew? That is exactly, because I know this off by heart, that is exactly this chart. See, Bitcoin rallies into September, goes up, comes back down, and just does the range. And then comes back down. Very interesting. It is interesting to think about. So I wonder if that theme happens as well. We run up, and in September, we're like, oh, we're going to go parabolic from this point. White swan's going to appear. And then we do have a white swan appear. But then we eventually come back to it. We undo it. In the next year. Now you see how, friends, Bitcoin would be 100K would be here. Dipping below 100 would like be, you know, the ultimate gift. Again, it would be that. But to get that gift, you got to trap people first. You have to give a white swan to make people believe 100K is impossible now. Because, you know, what would it be? Oh, government's buying and stuff out here. That's something to think about. This thing was circulating. It's heartbreaking, but this is why you do spot, friends. Got into crypto 2013. I was a millionaire by 2017. So wow, he made $1 million by 2017. Then I had $30 million by 2021 thanks to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and leverage. Huge. That's because obviously Bitcoin did like a 20x from the low. So he would have made like, from 6K to 6K, he did a 10x there, and it was probably like 3x leverage long everything. Yeah, so maybe 30 million. However, I lost most of it with the market downturn in 2022. I lost the rest when FTX went down. My fiance left me and I had to move back in with my parents. I told no one that I sold my FTX claim for $500,000. Then I went all in again. 10 months later, I am almost broke. I just suck. I still have to pay taxes. I guess this is it. Ouch, man. Ouch. All I can do is gotta play some angel music for my friend here. Damn, that hurts, man. That hurts. Boys. So, friends, okay, this story, even though all those bad things happened, there was a critical point here. The FTX claim 500K. So, life handed you a lot of vicious lessons. Even with that 500K, you could have done something with it. But yeah, it's tough, friend. I know it's tough. A lot of people, of course, when you hear this, a lot of, I hate to say it, poor people. It's always poor people who judge the hardest on this stuff because they don't take proper risks. They don't take proper risks because they're always on the flat line. They've never actually gone up the mountain and then look down. They've never actually had that. They're just literally always poor. Yeah, because you basically, I've got nothing to lose anyway. Whatever. I'm just going to do drugs this week. I'm going to do like party next week. I'm going to, I've just got to pay my bills next week. I'm not going to save this week. Whatever it is out here. Everyone on that bottom line, they're spending their money somewhere. Yeah, or maybe they have family and kids out here. So it doesn't have to necessarily be drug related, but just everyone who's like never decided to just invest for the future. So it's always those people I notice, they judge the hardest. It's always like a guy with like $2,000 in his account. They always come out and they say, what an idiot. They always say, I would have taken profit at 30 million. Yeah, but you're a loser. You're never going to see 30 million. You're never even going to see 3 million. In fact, you'll be lucky to see 30,000. You'll be out at 30,000. You'll never ever get to witness anything remotely like that because you don't have a winner's mindset. You don't have a winner's mindset. But friends, look, every time you celebrate a successful person, as someone who got to $1 billion, that guy who got to $1 billion or girl, when they hit 10 million, they were way too greedy. They wanted 100x more. Yeah. And then when they hit 100 million, they go, no, I'm too greedy. I want 10x more. I want 10 times more than 100 million. That's not enough for me. Then they hit $1 billion. Facebook, friends, rejected the buyout at $80 billion. You'd be like, dude, who walks away from $80 billion? Mark Zuckerberg rejected like $30 billion. Yeah, Facebook's worth like what, $1 trillion now? He went up another 30x, you see? But see what I mean? But you can't have it both ways. You can't be the unicorn, but also be part of the conservative metric of taking profit and stuff out here all the time. That's it, friends. The game is chaotic and it's random. You have to just accept it for it is what it is. That's what it is. However, there is a common theme, right? If you stay in the game, you always win. That's why, friends, that's why I do stuff I've shown you, man. Like, hey, as much as Bitcoin's pet rock, it's the only freaking thing that rallies in a bear market. Okay, down, down, down. Other altcoins down there for 3 years. But look, man, time for up part. It's time for up part. Yeah, like you could. That's why a lot of people, friends, what happened is because everybody was bullish midway 2023 and that we still went down again a year and a half later, even more. It's been a year and like freaking 9 months later. Everyone's like, that's it. I'm never trusting altcoins ever again. Yeah, but what if in the next cycle this happens where they start kind of uptrending? Well, by the way, friends, this others BTC, why did this start uptrending from here? Guess her name, Ethereum. That's why. ETH BTC had bottomed. Yes, it bottomed towards here, and Ethereum was starting to move up and drag up the crypto industry. I mean, we had DeFi and stuff out here. That's why I was able to do this. But actually, still, friends, even this chart is a Fugazi as well. If you look at the regular chart, this DeFi thing, it was new DeFi coins that were minted. It was not old altcoins. So all the coins from here, they did not participate in this rally here. Also, doesn't that remind you? All the 2021 coins from here, all of them except like 5, did not participate in any of this. And by the way, this thing was just going down. That's how pathetic it is. So that's another lesson to learn. Like even if altcoins are going to do great and stuff in say 2028 and 2029, it'll be new ones. You know, so that's just a mindset to think about. That's why you could maybe hedge yourself, taking profit into Bitcoin with your make all your riches later. Richard Hart, friends. Remember with Richard Hart, firstly, whoever made this kitty, this is so cute. This cute little kitty. Ink incentive token logo. Now, remember, friends, incentive token has a very green logo. Remember, Richard has drastically cut the inflation by a huge amount for Ink. And in one day, remember, friends, I told you, remember, immediately as it happened, within an hour, I said, look, I don't know all the answers. My guess is that Richard wants people to remove the liquidity and make it thinner for the whole ecosystem so we can pump up. He's expecting prices to pump up. He wants the wall not to be a thick wall. He wants it to be a thinner wall. Okay, so we can actually see, what I'll do right now, I'll check on gopulses.com liquidity page for you in a very family-friendly way. I'll do that just now. And if you go here, friends, the liquidity page here, it moves up with the prices as well. So it's not, you know, it's just hard to see. But if you just add up these numbers are getting smaller. Okay. And actually, thank you to KatieeP. She actually wrote down exactly what happened. Look at this. So day one update. Okay, because obviously, friends, the move is gonna happen over the next week as people figure out. Oh, okay, the inflation's really lower. What's the news out and what's going on? Look at this. Hex's liquidity dropped 7%. PulseX 16%. Ink 20%. Pulse 24%. Boom. That's big for Pulse. That's big. It's almost telling you Pulse is ready to prime. That's the whole spear. Everything is linked to it, from P-Dive, Tangang Coins, Dick with Butt, HOA, Peach, Poker Center Chain, everything, friends. Liquidity linked to it. That's on the floor. Yes, now you get repriced harder, higher once it starts. That's why, because Pulse is going to fly higher. Not now, though. Not now. The liquidity on Pulse is thin. Yeah, the wall is thinner. PulseChain is about to get a lot more volatile. See, whenever Hex LP was thin last cycle, it was always in preparation for a huge Hex pump rally. Now, friends, I don't want to give expectations because, it's been just a horrific experience. Horrific. It's sad. That's what markets do, man. That's what markets do. But Hex liquidity started thinning out around here. And then we started pumping up. So it was just on Uniswap. The Hex liquidity started thinning out. And it became for the big macro pump up. And yeah, you might say, oh, that was a 210x rally from the bottom. Yeah, but maybe, who knows? That's a 74x rally divided by 3 for us, 25x for Pulse. That's still good, man. 25x for Pulse. If we get that in the next 12 months, 25x for Pulse, friends, brings the whole ecosystem, just to let you know, to about 100 billion if you add up the core coins. 25x for Pulse. And the core coins, remember, maybe some of them do 40, maybe some of them do 20, maybe. But yeah, if they do that, then the altcoins, yeah, there's going to be 100x, 200, 300x. There's going to be big, amazing stuff that happens out here. But that's over time, and it's not all directly in sync, but yeah, we'll see. The good news is that that's what the market's been doing, friends. It costs less money to push it up 10x now. That's the most important part, ultimately. Don't forget, who loves you, friends. That's me. Teaching you ratios. I've taught you about ratios, buying low, hunting signals, getting a competitive edge. That's why you like and subscribe. I make content for me, okay? I make it for someone like me because this is what I wanted to hear when I came in. I wanted someone to do exactly what I do, interpret stuff your own way, but also make your own content and show me the other stuff out there that's cool, that's interesting. Throw it out here for me. Summarize for me. I don't get all the jokes. Who's this guy? How does everyone know who he is? Friends, this is what tilts me. On Twitter, people actually use it every new diary entry page is a sentence and a tweet. They're they'll make a tweet and the next tweet, they're what about that Kanye tweet? They'll just say that in one thing. Bro, show us the tweet, man. What are you talking about? What about it? You want me to go spend 15 hours to do that? It's just, yeah. I think it's disrespectful to everybody, but also no one's owed anything. It's just everybody wasting their time and stuff out here trying to figure out information. But yeah, I make content here for you about ratios and everything out here. I want to find all these things. What actually explains why do things move around and stuff out here. It just helps you with the conviction and stuff out here. Now, an update, friends. PulseChain has been moving up nicely. And I'm just going to show you, we're still 70% offside from 4 years ago. Okay. Look, prices, friends, it depends how you measure. You know what I mean? Like if so some people will say, oh, I only look at the USD price. They do that. Okay, dude, if you enjoy being a cuck, go do that. Okay. You are doing the same thing that people do when, let's say, someone loses all their money, like that FTX guy, and you say, don't worry, man, you're still alive. It's okay. You know what I mean? Like, there's other people out there starving. Don't feel bad. There's other people literally starving and dying. And you're like, you know, yeah, you're not going to get any good results telling everybody, don't worry, someone else is way worse off from you. You can do that and it's true, but you know the reaction you're going to get from people. That's like saying, hey, you've lost all your purchasing power, but don't worry, at least you can still afford a can of Coke, right? You see what I mean? You sound like a loser. You look like a loser. You're basically justifying yourself being a loser. This is Pulse ETH ratio, okay? This is, in my mind, this is the price chart. There's no USD, there's no SAC price. This is the price chart. This is it, okay? You're meant to be better Ethereum. You forked off Ethereum. Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin over the years. I know it looks cuckery now, but it will over the years. You got to beat ETH. You're not beating ETH. What's the point of holding you? That's the same thing, right? So this is the chart for everything. But remember, friends, everything is slingshot leverage on Ethereum. So yeah, Ethereum's down, we're down worse. When Ethereum City is happy and healthy and expensive for everyone, yeah, we're overflow, right? It's just like the outskirts of New York, friends. The outskirts of New York City. I don't even know which cities they are. Shout out to everybody there. But they make more money when New York's more expensive and GDP is high. They make more money. If New York gets really cheap and the GDP is low, these guys don't get a lot of money. It's like everyone loses. You see? It was the same thing here. We want Ethereum to be expensive and busy and cranking and the price going up. We want it to be like that because we will have a positive inflow part of it. Okay? So we still need, so this is the break-even price from 4 years ago, pretty much, July 2021. We are down 63% still. We went back to break-even in January this year. This is funny, friends. Isn't this amazing how no one was tracking the Pulse ETH ratio SAC price? No one. I did it. That's why anybody even charts this, okay? Because we don't even have this proper chart. You have to get the weird liquidity pair. You have to invert it and do it. That's how you get it, right? Even Corey calls it like a secret chart. I've told you this is a secret chart. Look, it's funny, okay? You don't care about ratios, but ratios care about you. Yeah? Look what happened in January of 2024, a year ago. We went exactly back to the break-even ratio price, and then we were rejected. Look at this. We came back here. We bounced exactly off this ratio price, capitulated on corrupt SEC, which this is the corrupt SEC made us capitulate under. We round it. We come all the way back to exactly the same ratio price. We come back down here. Isn't that interesting? See, it's wild, man. Markets, ask 1,000 people. They don't know what the hell this chart is. Ask them. But for some reason, subconsciously, the wisdom of the crowd prices itself on here. This is resistance. This break even is resistance. So we're still at a loss, friends. It is. We're not losing, but yeah, we're down. Okay. Now I don't like using that L word, like loss. No, you're down now. You've been down for a long time. It's not over yet. Yeah. If you want to consider a loss, okay, that means Bitcoin hit 250K. It's the end of the year. But it's not that yet. But yeah, look. Also, you might be interested. Like, look how fast it hit it. By the way, in 3 weeks, it just came back in, spiked up. Remember that was Richard Hart saying, "Hey, I'm going to fight the SEC. We're going to win." And everything just spiked up, and then like you started buying out here. So I hope we get something like that. Now the liquidity is thinner, hopefully it gets back even higher. And we might have some cheating around here, friends. Now, what is this distance actually? This is 2.8x on top of whatever Ethereum does. So if Ethereum goes from 2,600 to say 5,200, which is still dog shit, if it still does that, that's a 2x. Well, we'll do 2 times 2.8. So effectively, if we get the calculator, friends, I'm just going to use a very non-racist character here. 2.8 times 2, that's 5.6x on the US dollar price of Pulse. So I can go back and just show you where would a ratio kind of take us. Where would a 5.6x take us? Around 450% is the number. Here you go. It's around 3x SAC price. That might be the first stop, friends. Well, first stop. Now, by the way, that's Ethereum at 5,200. What if Ethereum goes to 7,000? What if it does that? Okay, then this thing goes up another 50%. But that's, we'll see. Okay, but see what I mean? That's around like 5x here. Yeah, maybe Inc does a 10x. So it's kind of like Richard's expecting like a 10x. That's why he dropped the inflation of Inc by 10%, by 10x. So yeah, when's it viable to do the Inc rewards again? I guess if Inc goes up to like $20 now. If Inc's at $20 because it's so scarce and rare, no one's getting the inflation. If it's there, okay, it's viable to do your, I guess, liquidity providing end to get compensated for the impermanent loss. That might be where the next leg comes, friends. 3x sack price. And then we do the we all think it's over period. Everyone thinks it's over. And then white swan event, which maybe, you never know. Maybe it's a PDI pegging, Richard Hart, removal of Interpol. Who knows? Just hyperloop. It could be that. I don't know. Also, yeah, Eric Wall's bet. We're very, very, very close to not doing it. It'll be funny if Richard just literally pings it up for a day. That'd be hilarious if we do that. So there you go, friends. We're 2.5x away from break even up here. Yeah, look, I'm not sugarcoating anything. I don't care if people get pissed off, upset. But yeah, you don't. Friends, 1% of people. There's always 1% of people. Just to tell you though, we're really far behind from launch price. Really, really, really far behind. How far behind? Look at this line. This is the launch. This is the launch, friends. Damn, man. So to get back to that launch price, we have to beat Ethereum by 7.7x. Wow. There's definitely going to be resistance here. Man, that's wild. So pretty much everybody who just dumped on day one, they win. They go, hey, screw you guys, I'm out. They basically we just got wrecked. Okay. And just to show you this 7.7x up here, friends. If Ethereum, to get to, remember, you're not even at a win yet. You're still losing. But it's good that you're that cheap because, like, would you be happy with, like, so if you do 7.7 times, and let's say Ethereum does my gosh, I wanted to do a 4x from here. That's a 30x on the whole chain. Could that happen? What if it stops here? And then what if the bull market is over? What if it does this, friends? What if it goes up here, does this, and then by the end, it does that? If we get that, what then? Are we going to round trip like Hex ETH and then drop again 90%? I don't know. We'll work that out. You just don't know. You can imagine these scenarios, but it's okay because we're cheap now. That's what I want to give you. That's how when you navigate these things, just to tell you that a professional peanut brain, you don't have to worry about the coming down part because you're down so low. It's literally just like, it's basically just telling you to buy. Okay, not financial advice. It's cheap. Worry about what's going to happen in a bear market if, like, we've spiked up and you're seeing Bitcoin 250K and other classic warning signals. So even though, like, you want those warning signals for euphoria, you want them, but then that means, okay, it's going to get worse from here for another 3 years. You know, do you really want that? We'll see. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you soon.